I'm glad Atonement got an Oscar nomination, because otherwise it wouldn't still have been playing, and so I got lucky and caught it right towards the end of its run, although my guess is if it wins the Oscar, it'll be out for a little while longer. I wouldn't bet on that just yet. I didn't think I'd really like Atonement too much, but actually I found it pretty touching. It actually kind of got to me, and not just kind of the trick ending, but throughout the film, it was kind of, it was rather emotional. It is a little slow. The opening scenes definitely linger, although that's the feeling they're going for. I really like the direction of it. They had a lot of shots where the director focused on close-ups, but not in quick, rapid edits like a lot of other recent movies. He would be in a close-up of the hands and would then pan up to the face or to something someone's holding, and it worked pretty well. All the acting's above average, although not phenomenal. I've seen all the actors do slightly better work. When I talk about the director, too, there's a lot of attention given to the battle scenes, more specifically to a 4-minute uncut tracking shots of the retreat of Dunkirk. It was impressive, but it didn't overwhelm me. What really works for this movie to me was it's the passage of time. The movie jumps back and forth quite a bit to show you the same shots, kind of once the way the character sees it, which might be kind of skewed in one way, then the camera will show us a more neutral area to kind of show us more realistically of what happened. This actually works very well, and it really kind of adds. It's a narrative I haven't really seen done before, and I don't mean like Rashomon, where you're seeing the same story told from multiple points of view. This is where you see things just slightly different, and it actually shows you how much this tone affects. The viewing, or kind of maybe what a character hears as opposed to what he sees, or something like that. Now the ending, of course, too, is exceptionally clever. I kind of might compare it to something as shocking or as emotionally turning as, let's say, the ending of Schindler's List, or something where they build you up to think something's happened. It isn't actually all that great, but pretty good. And then the way they kind of turn it around, jumping forward 60 years, I guess. Very interesting. I want to say, too, with the direction, there's a very neat touch where they're using a typewriter as kind of a drum, some sort of percussion instrument that actually worked very well. You have an old-fashioned sounding typewriter, and it had kind of some rhythm to it. This bothered the friend who I saw the movie with, but he also didn't there's an excessive amount of underwater shots in this movie. Now that I think about it, there's probably something symbolic. Which I'm sure it's important, symbolic, since we see most of the characters in the movie underwater at some point, but if you figure out what it is, leave me a comment, because I'm not sure what that symbolism is. But overall, I like the movie. It was about what I thought it would be. It's kind of traditional for one movie like this to be nominated for an Oscar. This one's pretty deserving of it, although it's in the top 5, but it's certainly not the best film of the year. Actually, it's probably not even the top 5 movies for me personally, but certainly this is the best of this sort of an Oscar film. I recommend it. 4 stars out of 5, close to 4.5 if it wasn't quite so slow.